conversation with the big guy, Ryback, starts now.
Hello.
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good. How you doing tonight?
All right. I'm hanging in there. Thanks for having me on, man. I really appreciate it.
Oh, no, thank you. I'm actually probably going to start doing more independent wrestlers too, because I've noticed that whenever I have independent wrestlers on the show, the numbers are way better. And it's and I've had some bigger names on, and it's crazy to me. And I'm more interested. I don't know, now that I'm getting healthier again, like I want to talk a little more wrestling too. And like, I don't necessarily want to talk to, like, I don't have access to the WWE roster or anybody. I have AEW I could talk to, which I want to talk to them too. But I was just like, I don't know. I was like, I want to get Grim on because +2, everything you're doing. I always start the recording just so it's very casual, just eavesdropping on the conversation. But just with everything, because I met you at an indie show. That was when I was all jacked. I was bad. I remember that, but I remember meeting you, and I didn't know enough. I remember seeing you online, but I could tell he's a nice guy. So I was going to have Grim on. Talk to my buddy Grim, who I don't know.
Well, if I could tell you, I think I kind of told you when I met you at that indie show that I was a really big fan of you when you debuted and your character and everything. And man, you came out and made the save one time at the Prudential Center and the place shook. And I haven't seen the place shake like that since Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And
so you were at that yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I just thought, I was like such a fan of Ryback. And I'm like, Ryback's going to be huge. He's going to be the champ, like I had an Ultimate Warrior vibe to it. And then they just shut you down. And I was just so disappointed.
No, thank you. But it was tough to live through it all. It was cool.
Another thing is you totally helped me blow up on YouTube because I had made a custom Ryback action figure out of your what was it? Skip Sheffield, Skip Sheffield figure, yes. The Skip Sheffield figure, I had ordered a little custom singlet of your singlet, like little doll clothes, and I put it over that figure, and I made this little video about it, and I made up this stupid little song, and here he comes, he's fucking Ryback, he's gonna fucking destroy you, and that video got millions of views. It just blew the fuck up, and I got so many subscribers from that.
Wow.
I just remember thinking, man, that fucking Ryback video. And I was like, and I love the guy. I'm like, this is great.
That's crazy. That's too. I wanted to talk to you about YouTube stuff on there because now that I'm on there, like it's such a fascinating place to me. But it's like just one thing like that, and it could be random for whatever reason. It hits that algorithm and takes off, and it's like it's a game changer. I did a food video for the first time. It was at Popeyes. My editor, DJ Dells, had mentioned it, and I was just putting the podcast on there, not really making any traction. And all of a sudden, those food videos, like that's what people like want to see me do is eat food. But that took the channel off, and then so I had questions about that because there's so much going on with all of that, and like we started putting like a lot of variety on the channel with everything, and then YouTube, and like it was taking off like crazy, and then all of a sudden it just got shut down at the beginning of the year, and then I signed on with one of those, the BBTV or something, and it was you got too much content on your channel, and YouTube stopped recommending it because there was like wrestling podcasts, regular conversations, then wrestling clips, and then drinking video, and then like fan mail video, and eating video, and hot video, and I was like, I thought I was doing a good thing, like ASMR videos, and they go, no, you got to like really mix it up. And then like they said, YouTube just stops showing your stuff to people because if people subscribe because they want to see you eat food, and like they're not subscribing to watching your other videos, and they just stop recommending you. And I was like, you lose that homepage thing. So I created 2 channels, one for the podcast and then the other for the food. And like we're going to give it like a couple months, and hopefully it bounces back to what it was doing because shit, it's like videos doing the hundreds of thousands of views, and then you get like 10,000. It's like that's a big difference.
Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's some of my worst videos, like videos that like I was like, I don't even know if I want to put this out, have millions of views. And then other things that I spent a lot of money on and I worked really hard on totally flop. And it makes no sense to me.
What year did you start on YouTube?
I officially started as like a YouTube partner in 2012. But I had made random videos before that since like 2007. But you know, I had an inspiration one day to, you know, start playing with my action figures, and I was recording it with my iPhone. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm gonna make these skits and upload it to YouTube, and just to send to my friends to make them laugh. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I can instantly show them a video. You know, so I put them on YouTube, a couple of these action figure videos, and then I forgot about it for a few months. And I came back to it into my account, and these videos all had thousands of views and comments. These were funny. Can you make more? And I was like, oh shit, people want me to make a show. So that's what I started doing, making action figure videos and stuff. That's how Grimm's Toy Show officially started. It was just
you have, because you have, do you have two YouTube channels now? Or because I saw you have one that had like 700 and something, 50,000 subscribers, and then the other has like over 2 million, right?
Yeah.
Or
well,
no?
yeah, I have
two
channels. I have two channels because the one, it's like a vlogging kind of behind the scenes channel, kind of like what you were saying. Like you kind of do everything. I do everything.
Yeah.
I review wrestling. I go on vacations, and then the other channel,
you document your life.
Like, yes, and then the other channel is strictly like my wrestling promotion. It's just that.
That's the Silly Super Pop one, right?
Yes.
So where does the name come from? If you don't mind, 'cause you're interesting. I like the stuff that you do because you're funny. So I love comedy.
So
I know there's a reason behind it.
Yes, and the reason is crazy because now the channel is a wrestling promotion, but the channel originally started as just me and my grandfather in the kitchen doing skits, yelling at each other, and his name was Silly Super Pop. Like that was his character.
Yeah.
And that's what I named the channel because that's all it fucking was just me and him sitting in the kitchen yelling at each other, you know? And they were like a minute skits that we used to do. And then it was like I was monetizing it. And then I was kind of putting the action figure videos on there sometimes. And then that morphed into, you know, I'm fighting with the guy at the store because he stole the action figure before me. So now I'm challenging him to a match. And then it was, you know, starting to borrow people's rings to do matches in them and shit. And like people didn't know that I used to be an independent wrestler like 10 years before that.
You started like really early too, right? I mean,
yeah. Well, I'm old as fuck. A lot of people don't realize I'm actually 41 years old. And
what? I'm 38. I don't think that's that old. I thought you were going to say like 50 and shock me or something. I feel better than ever at 38. You don't look old at all to me, Grim. Just to get that out there.
Thank you. Yeah, you know, one of the hardest things growing up was starting to see WWE superstars younger than you. You know?
Yeah. No, I said it's like I've living this like nightmare of. Like I walked away and then getting my health back, but like there's this game going on for me that like I just had my 16th stem cell procedure on my back yesterday. So like today I should have taken it easy and I've done 2 podcasts. I had to do Stevie Ray show earlier. Like my damn tailbone, they gave me an epidural and like I could barely like move this morning, but I'm good now. It's like it's loosened up throughout the day, but I'm in this weird game of I've got my health back and like. It's a miracle. Like it never should have happened. It's like out of a Frankenstein movie. Like stem cells have regrown 5 discs and repaired my shoulder. But like also this game of I'm playing this game. I left at 34. I didn't want to leave. I had to. And like all this stuff has happened and it's been fantastic and business wise. Like it's been the biggest blessing of my life. But like there's this game to get back to wrestling before I'm like old.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly.
But I feel better now than I did like 5 years ago. But I was like, I don't want to like wait and like, oh, I'm 40 now. And then like, I don't know. I don't want to go back and have gray hairs and like,
yeah.
So like, I feel good though still.
Edge, it just came back, and he's
Yeah.
slightly older than me. He's 2 or 3 years older than I am. And, I look at him and I look at the shape he's in, and I go, God damn it. You you think a 40-something-year-old guy, you think the dad bod, but no,
Yeah.
he was shredded, fucking shredded. I'm like, bro, you're making us all look bad out here. But good for
He looks
him.
better than ever. And
Right?
he looked, I mean, I talked to him before he went back. We had a phone call about stem cells like 2 different times.
Okay.
And I had no idea. I saw a video of him like training with Sheamus. I go, man, he looks like really, really good. And then I saw him on like TV, and he looks even better. I go, he looks better than he did like in his prime.
Yeah, he really
and then
does.
he had that period where he got like out of shape a little bit for him, like where he
Right.
was still in shape. But it goes to show you, man. And his promos are better than ever too now. I was like, man, time away I think is a blessing sometimes.
I think so. Like, as a wrestling fan who's watched it since I'm a child, like, exactly, you start to get, you see the same guy every single week doing the same shit. And then all of a sudden he gets injured, which, you never wish an injury on anybody, but they go away for 6 months. They come back. They're fresh. They're reinvigorated. You're excited to see them. Yeah. It's always helpful. I always thought, like, a lot of guys say wrestling should have an off season. I say, you guys have enough wrestlers on the roster that, Seth Rollins could go sit home for 6 months and we wouldn't miss him, give him that little bit of a break. And the rest of the roster's still there. And then, okay, now Roman Reigns gets his 6 months off. Everybody gets 6 months on, 6 months off, and you all rotate around. Wrestling never ends. We still have content every week. The guys get a break.
I've actually had discussions on that. And because I understand like in wrestling is different than sports. So I've always said like there has to be a way, and that would be the perfect way. Like I like what AEW is doing, at least just 1 day a week. Like I'm interested in watching the product actually. And I know I've been very vocal. Like they're clearly number one in my opinion of where I would want to go back if when I'm healthy. Granted, everything it lines up and is in the stars for all of that. But like I'm intrigued by their product because it's 1 day a week. And I'm not seeing like 5 different shows and everyone's overexposed. And I think that's the WWE thing. Like it's because it's like Vince, it's just clearly trying to make as much money as possible. But the wrestling product suffers because of it. And also the talent. Like they have a weird thing about giving guys time off though, because they don't want you to leave that bubble because you'll see, especially once you have a little bit of money, they know you won't want to stay there. Typically, and that happened. Like Dean Ambrose talks about when he got injured. That's like when he like became awoken to like he needed to get out of there, and because he had money and he saw like, man, I'm missing out on a lot, not just wrestling, like life, and so I'm agree with you though.
So that's why
they have more than enough guys. Yeah, that's what you get used to it with that, but. Did you ever have any ambitions? I mean, with being an independent wrestler, what was it that for you, like what held you back as far as why you think, and because like I admire what you're doing because you're an entrepreneur. I feel like you work for yourself, right? Essentially with everything, like with wrestling, like what happened for you? What was like, do you think like as far as getting to like WWE or anything?
Like originally or currently?
Yeah. No, originally, like when you were young, did you like? Because I'd imagine was that the goal early on or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fresh out of high school, that's why I wanted to go to wrestling school. I went to the Iron Mike Sharp Academy in Asbury Park, New Jersey, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to become a wrestler, whatever. And I started wrestling with one of the local promotions, and they put me right into the shows. They're like, man, you're talented, because I did backyard, you know what I mean? And then went to wrestling school like 3 or 4 times, and he's already throwing me on shows saying, oh, you know what you're doing, get out there in the mixed tag or whatever, So, obviously that was my ambition. And then I had hurt my ankle at one point, and I didn't wrestle for like 3 or 4 months, and I started doing a new job, and then that job was on the weekends, and I couldn't do the shows, but I was making good money. And then it was like I moved out on my own, and then my wife got pregnant, and then it was just one of those things where I never had time to just go back to wrestling because I was doing my other job and whatever. And then then life started to suck, and I was broke and trying all different ways to make money. Yep. And like I said, I had made a couple figure videos here and there. People liked them, whatever. One of my friends at work says to me, "Dude, you can make money on YouTube." I said, "Really?" how the fuck do we do that? So
Yeah.
we looked it up. We found out how to do it. I became a YouTube partner, and like I just remember paying my electric bill with YouTube money, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, man, this is great," you know. And then it became paying my car payment, and then it became paying my fucking mortgage, and you know, next thing you know, I'm like blowing up one of the biggest wrestling channels on the whole world. I was like, "Holy fuck, me!"
You have a fantastic following. It's huge. I was looking at it.
Yeah.
It's like that's what people I never realized meant. Like even I underestimated social media so bad when I'm upset with myself, but it's a lesson learned. Like while I was in WWE, I didn't make an Instagram till my last year in WWE, and I only
Right.
did that because the social media team kept getting on me. And I remember we were overseas, and I go, "Fuck it, I'll make a fucking Instagram account where you guys shut the fuck up." And I made it, and I put like a couple posts, and then I started using it. Then I know I was like I wanted to leave. I go, and I had these business ideas. I go, I'm gonna have to like really get serious with this and learn about this stuff. And like Twitter, I always had, but I would delete it off my phone for periods or like only use it for wrestling shit. And like it was like YouTube. I didn't know you could. I'd heard people made money, but like I was like making money in WWE, so I was like I didn't realize I wasn't looking like, hey, maybe I should make like a YouTube channel too, because like now
Right.
I look at it, I'll be doing everything I'm doing now when I go back to wrestling because it only
Yeah.
amplifies everything you're doing. But
Right.
like you came on early, like not knowing, and then
It was like when I started doing that YouTube, it was like the Wild West. You know what I mean? It was new, and you know, channels that were doing good were growing really quick and whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was like I said, I had a couple of videos. One was the Ryback action figure video. One was I did this skit where I threw my fucking mailman off my roof through a table. And yeah, it was like, you know, people like loved this shit, and it just fueled my passion to keep making more crazy shit for them to like, you know. And it was crazy. And I think one of the craziest things was me going to WWE events, and like people would crowd around me and everything, and the security guards be like, who the fuck is this guy? You know? And I'm like, oh, I'm on YouTube. Like they don't respect that, you know what I mean? Like they give, like, the people from MTV all got escorted in and nobody gave a shit about them. But like,
yeah,
here I am on YouTube getting mobbed by like 30 or 40 people, and they're like, well, he's just some YouTuber. We don't give a shit about him.
it blows my mind though. Some people like how they view YouTube. Like, because now I look at it, I go, man, this is like the most amazing thing ever, and make money doing this, having fun, and like it's a way to stay in touch and people know who you are. But then you'll get some people like, oh, I feel so sorry for you. You're making videos eating food. I'm like, fucker, I'd be eating the food anyways. Like, it just takes a little effort for the kid. Like nothing is like, I'm not like when I'm in WWE and you're driving in the road, like we eat in our cars all the time. Like, are we losers? Like, I don't.
Right. No.
I was like, but some people just look at it like, oh man, you're a YouTuber. I feel so bad for you. I'm like, yeah, I make more than you make probably in months, buddy. Like, just relax.
Do you know how many times I've been told, either in person or on the internet, get a real job? And I'm like, fuck you. I used to deliver soda. I used to drive a tractor trailer and deliver soda. That's a hard ass job. 60 hours a week.
Yep.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden I'm on YouTube making 4 times as much money, you know, screwing around on YouTube. I'm like, what's the real fucking job? The one that pays me the most money.
Yep. No, I look at that's it. People, we have such a mindset, and like that's what my mindset shifted, because I came up and we're all taught as kids, our generation we're taught to be employees. We weren't taught to like be creative and be entrepreneurs. And I learned all that.
1,000% right. I thought that same thing. No one ever taught me to be my own guy.
Yeah. But now with technology and people, and like with everything and the connection of social media, now we have all these young entrepreneurs because they're learning at a young age. You can be anything you want to be if you work for it. You don't have to go work for that soda pop company making that money, killing your body, making little that you make or whatever. And some of those jobs pay well, but you're giving them all your time. Whereas if you figure out another way where you create your own schedule, and like, by the way, like people in the stuff you do, and it's comedy and different things, you have to be creative as all hell to pull that off still, to come out with content continuously, which takes work. Like, and people, your audience is telling you, we like your videos. You would never get to that many subscribers if you were not trying in the slightest. Like it takes work. And I think it's just insecurity and jealousy from people.
Yeah,
that this
and
guy
I've
can
heard
have
that
fun.
shit. Yeah, I've heard all that shit, especially a lot of it from my fellow wrestlers. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh
you
yeah.
know,
Oh, wrestling could be the worst
oh
with
yeah,
it.
and they talk the shit, and then they get in the ears of some of the other guys that wrestle for me. You know, don't wrestle on that GTS shit. Nobody will take you seriously. You'll never make it to TV. And it's
Ugh.
like bullshit. MJF started on my fucking wrestling show. You know what I mean? That was
Wow,
the first time
really?
anybody saw him. That was the first time anybody saw him. He was a
Yeah.
student of Kurt Hawkins at the Creative Pro Academy.
Yeah.
And I was making videos with Kurt Hawkins, and he said, "Oh, I got this kid here. He's, he's a trainee. We could use him for the video, you know." And that was the first time MJF was in the video. And then the next week, I, beat the shit out of him or whatever. And then we had a tag team match, and and I was saying that kid's pretty good. And now, 4 years later, he's one of the big fucking names in AEW. And I'm like, so you're going to tell me being on my show is going to hold you back? I don't think so.
No, that's just the way it's like that with their insecurity and jealousy, and it's everywhere. Did you notice too, like doing independent shows that the talent there would act a little differently towards you with that?
Oh yeah. Oh, they all fucking hated my guts for
Really?
like 2 years. Yeah. I don't know if you remember that I got shot on at one point. These two guys hit the ring, and the guy punched me in the back of the head. Yeah. And
that was a couple of years, 2 or 3 years ago, right?
About 3 years ago. Yeah. And that kind of blew up on the internet because everybody was talking about it. Like, what the fuck? That guy Grim from YouTube got the shit beat out of him, But these fucking guys, they did not want me on the show. They said I walked in there acting like I was Michael Jackson. And dude, I don't carry myself like that. Anybody?
I would have loved that. By the way, if you made a video of that, I would watch that. Of you walking into the show thinking you're Michael Jackson.
Right? Like I'm fucking awesome. I'm like, no, bitch, I was late. And I texted the promoter and I said, bro, I'm running late. I'm really sorry, but I'll get there as soon as I can. But
were you wearing a glove or something for the Michael Jackson reference? I'm trying to tie the dots to the Michael Jackson. Did you have on a Michael Jackson outfit?
No.
That Grim, he fucking thinks he's Michael Jackson. That bitch.
I'm walking in there like, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, so
I saw that and I was really pissed off at that. I remember seeing that, being really angry. Not at you, at them, but that was because it was just so uncalled for.
Right, exactly. And the thing is, like, that incident kind of really helped me because when that kid punched me in the back of the head and I got up, turned around and punched him back, and went off on him, spit at the other kid and went at him, and I was like, you're not gonna fuck with me. You know what I mean? Like, I think I got a little bit of badass cred. You know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah, Grim's not just some fat jackass on YouTube. He can fucking whoop some ass.
What happened to that exactly for the people listening? Because you were in the ring. Did you just finish a match or were you coming out? What happened with that, with those two guys?
Okay, yeah. So I had just finished a match against one of the opponents was my brother who wrestles for me, and the other opponent was another one of the guys that wrestles for me, and they were kind of featuring that triple threat match as like the GTS match. You know what I mean? Okay. Showcase GTS match, whatever. Yeah, and I think I had just gotten pinned in the match and it was over, and I was like, selling to the refs, like, oh my God, what happened? How did I get pinned? And all of a sudden I just remember getting hit so hard I saw stars. And I'm like, what is this? Are these guys doing a run-in? Should I go along with this? You know what I mean? Is it, like an improv? You know what I mean? But the way that guy hit me, and then I seen them, going after the other guys, I was like, no, fuck this. This is a fight. So I went after them. And then as soon as they seen me coming after them, they backed down. And then they ran their mouths about how I shouldn't be there. I'm a piece of shit. I haven't trained. And I'm like, you don't even fucking know me to say that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And even so, that's not that's not the place to handle the business, regardless. Anyways, if you have an issue with somebody, you do not do it in the ring. Like those, I don't know who those guys were, but like once you do that, like you really those guys fuck themselves. Probably no major company is going to invest in you if you show a level of unprofessionalism in the ring. Like there's people, and you could run your mouth, but as long as you're professional when you're in the ring, people because they know they can trust you. But when you lose that trust in the ring, there's no place. And like you can't be a bigger bitch, in my opinion. You go to go after a guy, one in the ring, and two after his match when he's tired. And there's two of you. Like it's just there's nothing good about that to me, to those guys. So
And from behind, which is the most
Yeah, and from
cowardly way
behind.
to attack. Right. Like, could you be a bigger coward?
That as soon as I saw that, I just it was just I just remember getting really angry with that, and I was like, "What is going on with the wrestling?" But you know what I think when I see you, Grim, and I know like and now obviously in being a little, even though you say you're old, I still think you're young. I see potential for you as I could see you as a character on TV, like a like not Ralphus, but Grim. Like I could
Yeah.
really see you like a loud like as somebody's
I'm just
manager.
waiting. Someone will sign me at some point for something like that. They will see the comedic value exactly that I can bring to the show. And I mean, I want to be 24/7 champion. Like, wouldn't that be cool? A YouTuber in the fucking audience rolls up, friggin' R-Truth, takes the 24/7 title, then get big booted or something by somebody else. But it'd be just a cool little skit. Like, let me be 24/7 champ, Grim for 24/7 champ.
And in all fairness, you have more subscribers than the ratings typically are getting. Like I always said that too with like the promotions and like AEW, and like and as it's going to take them a while to build up. And but I was like, look for guys that have good social media followings because you're going to get a percentage of that audience is going to come over, and it's going to help with the ratings and stuff. And but I don't know. I just look at it from a different standpoint, like of incorporating today's. Because like so many people, TV, even though the big shows are getting the ratings, so much is on social media now and YouTube. And like there's people out there, I mean, that have just millions and millions and millions of followers and subscribers that they're not major TV stars, they're just YouTubers. And it's like you have that level of like you've gone out and found an audience that is entertained. They clearly like you. You're the one common denominator in the thing of everything. Right. So it's like, I definitely see potential as that. That's if I come back, I would come back as Big Daddy, Big Guy. I would like to have Grim as my hype man.
Yes, dude, we will be so fucking over. Are you kidding? Ryback with this Grim. Grim is the hype man. They're just the biggest, most dangerous man. The fucking meat hook is coming for you.
Throwing the cheeseburgers on the corner, slamming the cheeseburger, be the Stone Cold with food. That's what I always said. It'd be money.
That is money. Let's go. Somebody sign us. I asked Cody Rhodes if I could be in the over budget battle royal, and he said yes. And
really?
I was never contacted.
I wonder where did you contact him on social media, Twitter?
Well, I mean, to be fair, it was an autograph signing, and I kind of put him on the spot. Yeah. But, that's what I do because I'm an
a yes is a yes.
Right. He's like, oh, yeah. I'm sure when I walked away, he's like, no, fuck that guy.
That's the one thing people will get out of this. Cody Rhodes blows off Graham for AEW over the budget battle royal.
But no, I'm not saying anything bad about Cody. Cody's
no, I know.
I respect the shit out of what he's done.
Yes.
With building all elite wrestling. Like he was just like, no, fuck WWE. Which sometimes I think guys are making a mistake. I'm like, dude, don't leave WWE. What are you, nuts? Yeah. But holy shit, what a fucking, what a play. What a flex.
No, I said, man, because he left short. I think he left because Wade Barrett left. I left shortly after Wade. And then I think Cody left a little bit after that. Yeah. And I remember I left and I was fucked up and like in doing the supplements. And like when I did indies for 2 years, my whole mentality was make as much money as humanly possible because I thought my career was like possibly going to be over, and I needed to supplement all the money I was putting into the supplements to do that. And I knew I had about a 2-year window. And I remember seeing him and like he was and hearing rumors of like he was taking less money for shows, but he was working with people and like creating buzz. And I remember at the time I was just so in my own world because I was like, it was just trying to survive. And like, as far as health wise, how am I going to get through these matches? And, but then I saw and I realized, I go, okay, he's building buzz and like creating hype and it like, which is a gamble to do that and not know. And like, I didn't know if he had about the AEW thing and him and the Young Bucks. And that was something they were talking about. But the way that all played out, it was like the perfect move, everything that he did to do that. And now, like, I'm happy because it's going to be better. I really believe AEW is going to change the wrestling business forever for the better.
I agree for sure.
And I think they're going to force WWE to change based
Yep.
off of like
They already
how,
have.
yeah, they already have. Right. So it's like, to me, I said those guys, him, Jericho going over there, Jericho took a huge leap of faith going to a promotion, not knowing what was getting, outside. That's why these guys, it tells me that environment, they saw something early on that let them know that that had huge potential. And,
Right.
like in Ambrose, Moxley leaving everything and going over there and taking a chance. Cause like, if that would have busted in the first year, those guys would have to go, probably back to WWE if they wanted to wrestle again and
Right.
get
Impact. They could have done Impact for a few years and then wound up trying to go back.
Yeah, but like, you're never going to have that. WWE is going to hold that over you forever. Like you're never going to get forgiven for that. So to me, it's a great thing. Everything going on with all of that. I was curious on your thoughts with everything too, with like social media, everything on the whole, like just with wrestling, the whole speaking out thing. Like your thoughts. Are you big on social media staying on? Because like I kind of I do my business stuff and then I get off it for the day. Because it can be overwhelming. Are you like caught up in the social media with everything going on?
I read a lot of it. I'm in tune to it. I see everything that's going on. I feel like no matter what you comment, you know what I mean? Like somebody's going to attack you for something, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I just don't feel like being attacked for things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, the thing is, of course, I support every single person that's come out and shared a story. It's important to share the stories no matter, no matter what, you know what I mean? And the people that need to be gone out of wrestling are going to be gone out of wrestling because of it. And that will make wrestling better for us. You know what I mean? Yep. And I just want wrestling business and the product to be the best it could be. So people like us who are passionate and love this business can thrive in it and get the fucking trash out, but I don't go to war on Twitter about it.
No,
I try to just promote my show and,
It's I'm the same too. Like I look at it, everyone is going to express their opinion and their thing, and they're going to, if they feel the need to speak out, I was like, if I don't like something, I just won't comment on it or I won't look at it. And then where it is like, you could literally, I love rainbows. I hope everyone has an amazing day. God is great. Like you're going to get attacked by like a portion of people. Like, fuck you, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
You can literally say, I hope everybody has a nice day. And you get the replies, fuck you, eat shit, fucking bitch.
You're a relative piece of shit, go home.
Yeah, I'm trying to be positive here, people, for fuck's sake.
How have you been with everything? Because how many kids do you have?
I have 2 daughters. They're 14 and 11.
And I love your family, is involved with everything with you, right? With all of this, for the most part?
Well, yeah. We did split up about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
Me and my wife had split up, but I still get my daughters and I still do stuff with them and my daughter. Yeah, we do that like on the vlogging channel. I haven't really involved them in the wrestling show. I mean, they've done it once or twice, but more just the family stuff. We had a video go viral last year where we went to one of the arcades at the shore. And my daughter climbed into one of the big claw machines.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the video got like 4 million views last year. It was really crazy.
Hell.
Yeah.
Were there any old Ryback dolls in that? People send me videos that there's still these random Ryback dolls.
You still see them around every once in a while.
On the Atlantic Boardwalk, I feel like there'd be a few of those in there. I always, to this day, still get them, and I just laugh. I go, "What the hell are those doing in there?" Nobody wants them.
They just fall to the bottom of the machine and then sit there for a couple of years.
Just like somebody gets excited. Years deep in this, man. How's everything been on you? Where are you at? Where are you at?
As far as location, we're in New Jersey. Yeah, the Jersey Shore.
How's everything been out there with the whole coronavirus?
Well, we were one of the worst states, like with the highest numbers and everything. So I think we're still on the most lockdown of all the states. You know what I mean?
They just put a travel thing too, I think, up New Jersey, New York, right? Where you have to quarantine for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't come up from like Florida or something unless you self-quarantine for 14 days. But
man.
yeah, because New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut were the worst hit apparently. But luckily, where I wasn't too bad.
Are you guys required to wear masks out there when you go out too, or no?
Yeah, we have to wear a mask everywhere we go. The supermarkets, right? Even like Walmart, Target, getting gas, everything. Nobody will even serve you if you don't have a mask on.
We actually have the mask policy goes into effect tomorrow here for Vegas, where we have
Oh
to
wow.
wear them now. With all that, you should do a YouTube video of Grim not wearing a mask in the alien suit. And I saw that alien video, and see if people attack you in the store and make another video go viral. That's what I wanted. I wanted to hire a videographer to live with me and to just randomly film me. But then I realized I tried a couple like different video guys out, and I couldn't take it. Like they bothered me so much, and I was like, there's no way I could let this guy live in my house. I would end up just self-destructing really quickly.
That's funny.
Oh man, I don't want to take up all your time. I know with everything because it's late doing a late interview with you. With the GTS, it's still GTS Wrestling, right?
Yes.
Did you have was it Ellsworth out there recently?
Yes. Yeah. So a lot of people got what happened with him and whatever, but like when the truth came out, he was lied to. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And, yeah. So now he was never charged with anything, and proved he was lied to. But you can't get that out to everybody on the internet. It's not like everybody gets a fucking bulletin or the memo. You know what I mean? And nobody ever wants to report good news. But anyway.
No.
But yeah, he's been back on my show, you know what I mean? And he's always fun and easy to work with.
Yep.
And the views always pop when he's on, and I wish you lived closer. I
know you bring up a good point though, because I think like with Enzo, that stuff ended up being, it wasn't a thing. And like the guy lost his job and I don't know whether I wasn't there at the time, but I'm like, that's the one thing I forgot to get to with the speaking out that scares me is that there will be people being honest, but like it can also get people that can like, we're letting the internet be the jury of things at a time where like, if somebody says something that's not true, that's scary to me also. That like if something like that happens and it can completely destroy a person's life. And that's the only thing, like you said, like the truth comes out and like, but people don't hear the truth typically, or it doesn't spread like the initial rumor. And it's just
like the initial rumor does, right?
Yeah, it's the frustrating part. But man, he's always been a good guy the times I met him.
Yeah.
So, and I wish I was closer. I would that would maybe before I got 3 more stem cell procedures coming up in Colombia in September, and then it's full blown training. I got to give it a couple months to let everything. And I'm looking at probably eyeing the beginning of the year next year.
Okay.
So, but maybe just maybe we'll put it out when I know what everything's going to be and everything wrestling wise. Maybe one appearance just for Grim for GTS Wrestling just so I have it on my resume.
Yeah.
And that way you could claim for my second run, you could claim that I worked for GTS Wrestling. I came from there. It'll be the only indie shot I do.
He came back to wrestling. He did GTS. Now he's on TV. Look at this guy.
Give you it can up the views for another year for everything with the wrestling. And I laughed. I saw one of the gimmick, I love this stuff. It's just I was dying laughing. The Brock Lesnar Battle Royal, just stuff like that. The guys, you punch the guy, like it's so obnoxious, and it's enjoyable. I can see why you've got the subscribers that you got is it's because it's entertaining.
Yeah, I feel like we give something that's very different. It's like it's Attitude Era, but like it's like that old school ECW, and then it's like new school chaos on top of it, and it's everything has a purpose and a reason and bigger than life characters, like over the top stuff. And I enjoy editing my own show because I laugh and enjoy it while I do it, and I'm like, when I get that negative feedback, I'm like, why? I thought this was good.
Do you take that personal? Have you learned because I'm now at the point I'm indestructible. I can't even, nothing bothers me anymore on the negative, but at first, I remember in wrestling, because I was I would read lies and then people would hate me for lies and I would be really offended. And then I just realized I was like, this is such a waste of time. And it's like now
Well,
It doesn't. Do you still take it personal or no?
Things hit different. You know what I mean? And it's like if you get some random comment like, "Oh, Grim, you're a fat piece of shit. You don't know how to wrestle." Like, who cares?
Yeah.
But like, okay, now let's say there's a long-time commenter that you've seen him in your comment section for years, and he's like, "Damn, this show isn't what it used to be. Grim's really losing his touch. I think I'm done." Then it's like, no, that fucking hurts. You know what I mean? That's like getting broke up with. You know what I mean?
That wouldn't, because you're that commenter, he's turning on you.
He's like, he's sick of it. He doesn't like me anymore. And I'm like, oh no, what happened? What did I do?
Somebody on one of my YouTube videos wrote probably 20 paragraphs one time on like what a piece of shit I was on thing. And I was just like, I read the whole thing. I go, man, they put a lot of time into this. And then I hit them from the channel after. And but I was like, man, they put a lot of it. Like, this person really, really dislikes me. And it was like all over things that weren't true. And I go, I can't even imagine. I was like wishing some of it would have been true. That way I can understand. I was like, it was all just what he's in his head wants to believe. And I was just like, fuck, that guy had to have spent like at least an hour writing that of his life. And I just hide from channel.
You know what you just reminded me of? So my first real like interaction with a super famous wrestler was with the Ultimate Warrior, because I had made a couple custom Ultimate Warrior action figures and I was selling them on eBay. This was a time when I was broke and needed money, and I said, oh, this is cool. And Ultimate Warrior himself contacted me to tell me how shitty my customs were and that they were an embarrassment to him and that I need to take them down. And I was like, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened in my life. I just got an email from the Ultimate Warrior telling me to go fuck myself. You know what would have happened, like, because there was no Twitter back then. Somebody would screen grab it, put it to Twitter. Look what I got from Ryback. He told me my customs were a piece of shit.
That would have been their speaking out.
Yeah. Next thing you know, you're on like WrestlingNews.com. Ryback calls Sven piece of shit. Could you imagine? You're on the fucking cover of the article like this.
All these other people start coming out with, he was a piece of shit to me too.
Yeah.
The most hated man in wrestling. All right, Grim. It's been an absolute pleasure. Everyone I have on this show, I always ask one piece of advice, whether it could be anything you want. It could be serious, it could be comical, but one thing that's helped you the most in your life or wrestling-related advice, what would you leave the listeners with?
I would say always be true to yourself, because if you try to be somebody else, something else, other than what you are, you're going to fail. But when you believe in yourself, be yourself, people will like you for you. And I decided to just be me and put myself out there, and it worked. And people, not everybody likes me. Some people hate me, but fuck them. I have my fans, and I love my fans, and I'm me, and they accept me for me, and that's what I would say.
I love it. Great advice, Grim. And then you're GTS ambassador on Instagram, right? And then Silly Super Pop on YouTube. What's the other YouTube show?
Grim Experience.
Okay, on YouTube there. And then your Grim's Toy Show on Twitter as well, correct?
Correct. Thank you. Yes.
Good deal. Well, Grim, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to have you on.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for having me, man. It was a pleasure to talk to you. Huge fan. And can't wait till we get you on GTS. That's going to be great.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back, guys, after these messages. We are back. Big thank you to Grim. That was a lot of fun. I'm glad we got to sit down and have a little conversation. I hope you guys enjoyed that as well. And you never know where the big guy may make an appearance when the time is right. Just to say he did it. Today, guys, I want to, just looking over a couple little notes here real quick.
Good to the review of the week, guys. Your iTunes reviews are greatly appreciated. If you could please take a minute and leave us a review on iTunes if you listen to it, or on Spotify as well. We are on all podcast platforms. If we can continue to grow and share this show, it would be greatly appreciated. This is from Shadowlack, and a recent review is, he's brutally honest. One thing I like about this podcast is that Ryback is brutally honest about everything. His struggles, triumphs, dedication, opinions, and much more. We hear from him and others that you may have forgotten about or should know that are making strides in the world. He also mixes up his formats before they get stale. Great podcast for anybody. Thank you very much for the 5-star review. Please send an email to thebigguy@feedmemore.com with a screenshot of your review, and you can get a copy of my book, Wake Up, It's Feeding Time, available on Amazon. But I'll give you a signed copy of that here, or a Feed Me More Nutrition Premium tank top, small through 2XL. Thank you guys for those reviews. Please keep them coming as we continue to move along and grow with the Shooting Blanks Wrestling Report that drops every Monday morning at 6 a.m. with myself and Raj Giri. And if you haven't checked that out, please do. If you're a wrestling fan, that is where we do the wrestling every Monday. That comes out, and the conversation, the interview, is going to be coming out every Thursday, usually at 6 a.m. Pacific time every week. So if you could subscribe, turn on notifications, and continue to support the show, guys, it is greatly, greatly appreciated. I do want to go ahead and paying the bills for this week. Real Good Foods will be back here in July. With everything with the virus, a lot of different companies had pulled back a little bit on their advertising, but we will be working with them again here very soon. Fuel Meals, guys, personal meal prep service. Fuelmeals.com. You could save 15% with discount code The Big Guy. They have custom meals, signature meals, steak, chicken, broccoli, brown rice, white rice, asparagus, green beans. They have different tilapia, salmon, turkey burgers, sweet potato fries. They have all sorts of different combinations, quesadillas, different things where they have the macros all figured out for you. And as far as counting your calories, it's meal prep at your doorstep. It's an easy way to eat healthy, to get you, at a certain level. You figure out, you pull up the basal metabolic rate online, figure out how many calories you need a day. It helps you just sort of, whether it's one or two meals, it allows you to just stay on track, not eat out as much in this fast-paced world that we are living in. Feed Me More Nutrition, available on feedmemore.com and Amazon. As always, you could save 10% with discount code podcast10 here for conversation with the big guy Ryback. We have the Hope Spot Mood and Stress Support is now in stock. That is available on the website. We are shipping out and should have shipped out all orders for pre-orders on that. Our Shell Shock Extreme Fat Burner is due in very, very shortly, and getting that, our number one bestseller, back in stock. And we are up and firing on all cylinders. The Peanut Butter Pieces Protein is scheduled for late July arrival time right now. And again, we thank you guys for the tremendous growth and an opportunity to earn your business with Feed Me More Nutrition. And as the tagline says, be more. And that was why I always invested in my body, in supplements, in eating healthy, and working out from a young age, as I always wanted to be more. I didn't want to be average, and there's nothing wrong with that. This is just me. I always just wanted to be more than what I was, and through proper nutrition, supplementation, and a bust my ass work ethic, I have been able to be more, and I want to continue to be more. And Feed Me More Nutrition is an extension of me and my personality and my beliefs. So thank you guys for believing in my vision, in joining my vision, in being more. We have my thought of the week this week. And it's a quote, guys, that I'd put out, and we're all over the place on social media. I got such a great staff of teammates, people that work with me, that help out on so many things. And because I am busy as all hell, and it is, as we all are, and there's no way one person could do all this on their own, and can't continue to do it on their own. And you got to evolve and grow and learn and work with different people. But this is a quote. I actually have it on my phone. Probably hard to see the camera, but it says, "The future depends on what you do today." The future depends on what you do today, and essentially, guys, and it's very straightforward on that, is the actions that we take today and tomorrow and next week and next month, they don't always necessarily pay off right away. But I always heard Joey Mercury actually was the one that told me, and this was a wrestling thing, like from a match standpoint, of doing little things in a match that maybe people don't really understand at the time, but you're putting coins in a bank to eventually cash out at a later point and get a big reaction. And I really believe that sometimes we have to just do the work day in and day out, and we don't necessarily see the benefit of it right away. But eventually that point comes where all of a sudden momentum takes over and you can start cashing out. And it goes the other way too. If we don't do anything, we may not see any negative repercussions from not doing anything for quite a while, and we may get away with it for quite a long time. And I just realized I have the wrong background on my, and I'm going to switch it for you guys so we got the right background. Because this is Conversation with the Big Guy Ryback. This isn't the Shooting Blanks Wrestling Report. That if we don't take action, guys, and we don't necessarily see the negative repercussions with that, eventually you just wake up one day and you're in such a hole, and how the hell did I get in this hole? It's a very real thing. And so it's very important to have an idea at the very least of what we want and what we're doing, so that we can continuously take small steps daily. And you don't have to make drastic steps even, guys. You know, reading a book, you don't got to read a book a day. There's days I do go through audiobooks in a day easily. The key is, and I always heard, if you're not reading any books, start with 1 page a day. 1 page. Maybe 1 sentence, depending on where you're starting at. And build on it. And you do a little more, and you do a little more, and eventually it becomes routine. And not to say you just keep going and keep going, but maybe the goal is just to read 30 minutes a day, and every day, especially with our busy lives. That people... I've seen different statistics and seen different things from people, and people like Tony Robbins talks about it. If you just read for 15 or 20 minutes a day, you are ahead of the majority of the world. Just think about that. And again, it depends on what you're reading, and there's a lot that goes into that, right? But in general, you just dedicate 15 to 20 minutes to bettering yourself each day, no matter what else happens for the day. You are in a better position to be successful than the majority of people on the planet. Imagine if you do 40 minutes or an hour. Imagine if you read for hours a day, listen to audiobooks while you're driving. Little actions, little things, but enjoy it. Things that you enjoy. I'm not saying don't do anything you don't enjoy. There's times I just want to listen to music and drive and just not listen to an audiobook. And I do it. Majority of the time, though, I'm listening to audiobooks because I enjoy it and I enjoy learning. But other times I need a fucking break. And I crank up Limp Bizkit, My Way or the Highway. Because I love that song. And so just understand, though, guys, and it works both positively and negatively, that the actions that we take will have a positive or negative effect down the line on what we're doing. And the worst thing we could do is to wake up and be like, how the fuck are we in this position, in a negative way? I would much rather wake up and be like, how the hell am I making all this money, doing so good, being so happy right now? Oh, it's because of the last 4 years of just grinding and you know? So that's my thought of the week. Hopefully you can get something from that. and motivate you one way or the other with that, guys. Very important, again, I'm going to continue to say this, guys. If you watch the YouTube show, please, if you could subscribe to both the YouTubes, if you watch, and if you don't watch the Feed Me More TV content, that's fine. But if you listeners of this show, please subscribe to the new Ryback TV on YouTube. We will have that URL available shortly once the 30-day period is over, which I don't know if we have like 20 days left or 21 days or 18, something like that. But hopefully the subscribers will continue to trickle over. I know a lot of people are having difficulty finding the channel. I had difficulty finding the channel there because Feed Me More TV has so many subscribers and so many things are linked on that and hashtagged and or keyword to Ryback TV or in the title, so it directs you to Feed Me More TV. But the new Ryback TV is where all the podcasts are only going to be. And again, Feed Me More TV will be my feeding time videos, and Ryback has heat videos, and Dessert in the Desert and ASMR, all food related content on Feed Me More TV. And it may even be more narrow than that of just the feeding time and Ryback has heat. YouTube is very, very specific on what they want you doing to be recommended. And I would rather be seen by my audience than not seen, especially when I take the time to do the videos. And there's a major difference between getting hundreds of thousands of views and then getting 10,000 views. I would rather get hundreds of thousands of views for my time and reach those people and have that relationship with 500,000 people than 10,000. So that is what we're doing on separating the channels so that we start showing back up on the homepage for what people actually subscribe to on what they're watching for the videos. And I know there's some of you that like the variety. I like the variety. Social media, artificial intelligence does not like the variety. So it's finding a way to do the different content. You know, fan mail. I did a fan mail live video I put on my Instagram story on IGTV. So I think we're going to do some of those. I'll probably do a winding with the Ryback on IGTV and post it to the thing. So those videos will be on social media still. They'll just be a little more widespread, a little more special when they're done. And yeah, just kind of find a way to adjust and evolve and keep the content coming on all platforms for you guys with that. Once again, guys, thank you very much for listening, though, as always. For all fan mail, please send to P.O. Box 752740, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89136. Personal videos by myself for all occasions. Cameo.com/thebigguy.Ryback. We have shirts at Teespring, guys. This shirt, I'm working hard, work hard, be nice to people, and a bunch of other designs at the Feed Me More store on Teespring. Obviously, these channels on YouTube, my book, Wake Up, It's Feeding Time, and on social media, I'm the Big Guy, Ryback 22. Feed Me More Nutrition Conversation with the Big Guy and Ryback TV on Instagram, Ryback at Twitter, Feed Me More Nutrition on Facebook, Ryback 247 on Snapchat, and the Big Guy, Ryback 22 on TikTok for my food for thought videos each week. Thank you guys very much for listening. You've just listened to another episode of Conversation with the Big Guy, Ryback. Feed me more. Yo, thank you guys for watching Ryback TV. If you could check out my Shooting Blanks Wrestling Report every Monday on all podcast platforms, Conversation with the Big Guy Ryback every Thursday morning on all podcast platforms, and Feed Me More Nutrition, my personal supplement line, available on feedmemore.com and Amazon. Save 10% with discount code YouTube10 and save stupid. Why couldn't you? Almost had it. I almost had the whole video done in one take. New customers, you can save 20% with discount code NEWCUSTOMER on feedmemore.com. Get hungry, stay hungry, feed me more.